everybody has two, collectors have two pieces that they're making available, but you need 5 to put in your exhibition show. So get up out of your chairs and acquire 5 pieces of artwork as part of a loan. Take your little slips of paper with you, guys, okay? Drawing painting 2 students, take your very own museum pieces with you, because you gotta fill them out, okay? Okay, so Ms. Eggins. What kind of show are we putting together? All right, fantastic. So you can look around, see what everybody has, see who you'd like to approach. Now, before you can take it off their hands, you've got to fill out some paperwork. And even then, because you're the curator, you're not the art handler, you can't take it away just yet. But get an agreement with several people, just so you have 5 pieces of artwork to display. Just gotta have 5. It can be 2 from one person if you want, or 5 different people. If you want, okay. So, talk with the owner. You can't touch it just yet. It still hangs on the wall. Talk with the owner and fill out this information. This is a condition report, provenance, and the insurance amount. Very important. Very important. Okay, guys, I need everybody from Drawing and Painting 2 stand up and walk around and make it happen right now. Okay, you need 5 pieces of art. Take your condition report, which includes the provenance and insurance amount. In real life, this would be different documents, but you gotta have all this. Now, once you get an agreement, you cannot take the artwork, you just have an agreement. So remember where you were. Remember who you borrowed, quote unquote, remember who you agreed to borrow the art from, okay? Because you can't pull it off the wall, because you're a curator, you're not an art handler. Okay, so grab 5, you need 5. Everybody needs 5 pieces of artwork borrowed from the collector. And then, guys, Drawing and Painting 2 students, fill out this information. We gotta know the condition, gotta know the provenance, and you need to find out from the owner, is this work insured? Well, how much did you insure it for? And then you need to, we'll go back to our museum, quote unquote, make sure all this paperwork's in place, and then we'll send the art handlers out to gather up the artwork and bring it to the museum. So, curators, you can't bring anything with you. It's not your place to transport $1 million worth of art. Title, make up a title. Make up a title. So Drawing and Painting 2 students, make it happen. We got just a few more minutes to do this assignment. Borrow 5 pieces of art. Drawing and Painting 2 students, make sure that you ask the condition. Is there anything that we need to be aware of? Was this thing dropped in 1970? So there's a little wrinkle in the corner. You need to write this down, because guess what? If you don't write it down now, take it to your museum, and if the show comes, and you don't have that, this thing was dropped in 1970, there's a little wrinkle in the corner, the owner can say, wait a minute, you dropped this thing and there's a little wrinkle in it now. You owe me $500,000 to repair that. Van Gogh. So, you gotta write down everything. So have the collector tell you of anything. If it's perfect, just write the word perfect. If there's a little ding in the corner, write the word little ding in the corner. So that is the condition report. Also, provenance. Collectors, make up a couple places where this thing has been and write the artist's name and do acquire it from the artist. Make sure that's in place. And then Drawing and Painting 2 curators, you gotta ask, how much is this thing insured for? Don't forget that. And there, just make up a number. Drawing and Painting 2 students, you must have 5 of these these documents. Take it back to the museum. Do not take any art just yet. Don't take any art. It's a risk pulling it off the wall. So, we'll send the professionals to do that. Provenance, you put purchase from the artist in 1927. Appeared at the Metropolitan Museum of Art for a show for a given number of years. Just make something up like that. Yeah, put the artist, purchase from the artist in 1974, something like that, make it up. Now, collectors, if you want to, you can say, I don't know where this came from. And then, curators, what do you do if the collector does not know where it came from, how it ended up in their hands? What do you do? What do you think, Leslie? What do you do if the collector doesn't know where the art came from? Yeah, you gotta reject it. You gotta reject it, pick another piece of art. Because if you don't have a provenance, it might be illegally obtained, no matter if it's gorgeous and it's a original Van Gogh sketch. If you don't know how it got to the collector, you cannot use it in your exhibition at your museum. We'll take just a few more minutes, guys. All curators, you need 5 pieces. Kyla, where you got? You have your 5? You have your 5 pieces? Leslie, you got 5 pieces? Okay, you got last 2. Okay, cool. Angelique, you got 5? Amanda, you got 5? Okay, you got 5 pieces, cool. Marcella, you have 5 pieces? Where you at? You need 2 more? Okay, keep going. Miss Eggins, you got 5?
I have 6 so far.
Okay.
I'm trying to get the other 3.
All right, cool. Bianca, do you have your 5? Okay. Let's take 2 more minutes because we got to arrange, curators, we got to arrange for transportation. So we have about 2 minutes to spare here. So let's get those collections completely. 5 pieces of art. Make sure, curators, make sure you write down the artist and the title. You got all that recorded on your 5 slips of paper, of course. Curators, have you made the collector aware of the dates of the show? Have you talked about the fact that you're going to insure the work? Make sure that the collector is relaxed about loaning the artwork to you, and make sure that you've asked about insurance, because you're going to kind of take, you're going to copy and paste the amount of money that they're insuring. You're going to create an insurance policy when you get back to the museum. When you get your Mercedes back to the museum, you've got to create an insurance policy before you even touch the artwork. So we had somebody pull an artwork a minute ago off the wall without it being insured by the museum. So we got to be careful. We don't touch it just yet. We just have an agreement. We'll get an agreement in place, and then we'll contact a firm to transport it for us. Okay? Okay, 1 minute, guys. Gotta have 5 pieces of artwork for this outstanding It's interesting, you know, if you have a really, really old sketch or something. Say you had a sketch by Manet, M-A-N-E-T. He was an artist a couple centuries ago. If you have like a sketch, it's graphite on paper, and he might have used the cheapest paper possible, and you can see the sketch on there barely. Guess what you're gonna need to do? You gotta think about lighting, because you can't just have fluorescent lighting. You can't even have a spotlight on that type of thing. You've got to have somebody design for you, a lighting designer, design something that is very low candle power. You might have like just barely have like a light on this thing, because you cannot put strong light on ancient drawings on cheap paper, because it'll go away, it'll wash out. Anybody ever see like something that's left out in the sun? You might have something in your house, magazine clipping, and you thought, oh, that's kind of cool. You put it up on your bedroom wall where the sun comes in day after day, and it will fade it. Same thing happens to fine artwork. So you've got to protect it. So if any of you, I don't know what you borrow, but if you borrow like a Claude Monet, you're getting ready to borrow a Claude Monet, you gotta think about that. This work is old, so it's gotta be protected. And there again, your collector might grill you over that. Okay, what type of lighting are you gonna have? I will not allow my Monet to be displayed in anything less than, anything more than 5 candle power.
Don't cry.
Very, very dim lighting on this thing. It's gonna exhibit it. Maybe in its own little soffit or enclosure. So, a lot of things to think about. Drawing and painting 2 students, collectors, make sure you write down the 5 pieces. If there's no title, make up a title, but do put down the artist names. Write down a list of the 5 artists. Drawing and painting 2. The curators, write down that. Make sure you have that in place. Okay, everybody ready? Curators, you've got your idea for what you want to show in your exhibition? If so, next thing you do, you go to lunch at that 5-star locale in downtown Atlanta. You are, after all, a museum curator. You might take one of the lenders, one of the collectors to lunch to thank them for loaning their piece to you. After lunch, you go back, you drop off the collector back at their high-rise apartment downtown Buckhead. You go back to work, and then you jump on the phone quickly and you set up transportation for your 5 pieces. So let's look up, use your device, you can use your phone as well. Look up art transportation. Look up Axis, A-X-I-S, A-X-I-S, art transportation. This is one firm, there are several in Atlanta. This is one firm that will transport art for whoever is willing to pay for that transportation. So let's just say that we contract with Axis Art Transportation. And you can see there on the website, they in addition to you, are very careful on how they word everything. You can trust us. Trust us to move your fine collectible artwork. And so, for purposes of the simulation, let's say we've contracted with Axis. So, drawing and painting 2 students, you are now transforming in a flash from a curator to an art mover. So, drawing and painting 2 students, I need you to put on the white cotton gloves. Put on the white cotton gloves. Are you putting on the gloves? You gotta put on the gloves, Ms. Eggins. Put on the white cotton gloves. Put them on. You gotta fake it. Act like you're doing it. Other hand too. Now, drawing and painting 2 students, you can collect the artwork. You are the art transportation experts. So go ahead and collect the artwork from the collector, okay? So stand up, go grab it, bring it back. Drive carefully, we don't want any accidents. We don't want the Van Gogh flying out on the 285. You are acting now as the art transportation firm that your museum has contracted with. And they, of course, they're fully insured. Did everybody find the Access Art Transportation webpage? And you can look up Art Transportation Atlanta, and you will see many entities, many companies that will transport art in Atlanta. It'll blow your mind. You can't believe what's here. There are Kandinskis valued at $7 million. I know this for a fact. I was at a couple of museums that had shows where we went and contracted to show some art that's worth up in the millions of dollars right here in Atlanta, so that happens. Okay, so we got all art transported, yes? Were there any accidents or incidents? Did anybody drop any artwork? Everybody was careful? Okay, cool. So, drawing and painting 2, curators. It's now time to install. This is called installation. So we have some tape up here. Grab some tape and install your artwork inside of your museum. Install your artwork inside of your museum. Guys, you should be off your phones now. You've looked up the Access Art Movers. Be off your phones, okay? So get some tape. We got some tape up here. Install your artwork inside of your museum. Now you've got inside of your museum on staff, you have an events planner. So curators, as you're supervising the Access Moving Company installing your works on walls, you get on the phone and you call up event planning and you say, okay, opening is on May 3rd. We need to have an event for all of the collectors that have lent us their works. And also, we want people that have donated money year after year to our museum. We want to include them as well. We want to hobnob. We want to schmooze with the well-moneyed people who have given us money, millions of dollars year after year. So we have museum staff in attendance, not all, but the pertinent staff in attendance to this event. We have the collector who has loaned us their work, and we have the donating fans of the museum who have given us millions of dollars every year. We're gonna have an exclusive preview of this exhibition. It's all installed. You've got it all installed now, and we're gonna have a little bit of a party before the grand opening for the museum going public. We're gonna have an exclusive event for those 3 categories of individuals. Guys, do we have our artwork installed?
Not yet.
Not yet? Could it take a few moments more to install that? And then guys, when you get it installed, drawing and painting 2 curators, when you get it installed, go ahead and secure the walls of your museum so it can stand up like when you first got it. And we've got a museum, inside the museum will be an exhibition.